I hope you prioritize and show all events we have athletes participating in, unlike last Olympics where events we were in were going on and you showed other events. Your coverage of the Olympics are horrible, CNC3, and it make it worse we pay for cable and you block it. Again, my point. Every minute your station is breaking up in your coverage, leave the people thing and let the professionals to do the coverage. This is unfair for people who paying for cable and others. And I wholeheartedly agree with this one. It's infuriating. People are paying for cable and people have to deal with this. You cover it all you want, just don't block the other channels. I still can't believe CNC got the rights to broadcast again. I still remember the last time. More advertisements than Olympics itself. And one big logo in the corner blocking. That same logo was blocking half the screen when they broadcast the last World Cup. When they broadcast the last World Cup, that was even worse. At least it improved since then. But still. Yes, continue to repeatedly show parts of the opening ceremony, not even the good part. This is the third time I've seen this rebroadcast of the walking of teams and it's barely 48 hours since it was shown live. Shameful for a station to have this quality of television in this day and age. Yes, I was saying this exact same thing in the last video. You're showing a rebroadcast of One Piece. I don't understand who going to watch a rebroadcast of the Olympics. That make no sense. Your coverage of the Tokyo Olympics so far has been poor. Step up please. Your coverage sucks. All the best to the Caribbean representatives. Olympic coverage is very disappointing. Jumping from event to event, showing boring stuff like archery, skateboarding, and we seem to be missing gymnastics, which everybody likes. No idea what it on or what to look forward to. Wish we had NBC. Also, the jumping from event to event, yes, that is 100% a thing. I'm not sure if that's the NC3's fault though, because again, they're stealing from Sportsmax. I can't make a definitive statement on this because I really do not know on how much they stealing live or how much they jump in between different Sportsmax feeds, you know. On top of this, every time they go into a commercial break, they play in this loud thing saying, "We will be back from the Olympics soon."
Great splits in that rim.
Okay, we know that it's a commercial break. You don't have to say that every time. Every 4 years I used to complain about NBC's one-sided coverage of the Olympics. I hated their perspective, but thanks to CNC and their horrible unplanned dotish coverage, I might actually prefer going back to the American Games. At least they had continuity and order. They definitely did. This schedule isn't very helpful. What is premiere and prime show? We would like to know what sports are actually being featured. Looking forward to gymnastics today and I have no clue when you're playing it back. Guess I have to rewind my flow feed to see. That's a good thing about cable nowadays. At least, even though you don't have the channels, you could still rewind and get to see what you want to see from whatever it is they're showing that you want to see. Worst coverage ever of an Olympic Games, and this is why people use other means of viewing. Flu. CNC3, welcome to the age costumer service where the costumer holds all the power. Now place a political band on the World Wide Web and maintain your viewership. Yes, exactly. We have the internet. There's no way you're going to stop us from viewing it wherever we want to view it and viewing whatever we want to view. CNC3, please do a segment on how all you're doing the worst Olympic coverage in history. That I think that would be a great segment. Crappy coverage. I'm not even seeing what the rest of the world's seeing. Late coverage and not even showing our athletes live. Give it up, CNC3. Right? I'm cussing every minute. Worst coverage ever. Hashtag boycott CNC3. Please use that hashtag. Dear CNC3, have you done any research at all prior to airing? Or did you just rush for rights like a child in front of a busted piñata? You're an Answer Macau group company, so you should know all about gauging the market. The most viewed events at the Olympics are always athletics, swimming, gymnastics. Use that as a starting point. Anything else can be fillers. And again, that was my point last time. What the hell are you showing softball for? Worst coverage I've ever encountered for an Olympics. Apparently Omega XL is a sport? Agree. I agree as well. Omega XL is definitely a sport. And whoever wants to argue with me could argue with me all they want. Omega XL is a sport. Will those events actually be showing? No, this is just in a relation to a schedule that CNC3 had posted. Most of these comments are left on the posts about the Olympics or posts about their coverage of the Olympics. And apparently there was maybe some discrepancy between what they posted and what people were actually saying. I don't know. I really do not know. I agree it's the worst. All you're effing up And let's take a look at this picture here. It's a very accurate representation of what I think went on in that CNC3 building. Very poor coverage, guys. You should give NBC Burger King their money so we can really feel we're looking at the Olympics. Very poor. Well, I thought it was me alone that felt that way. Me too, actually. I thought I was being very nitpicky in the last video, but these comments just give me motivation to continue with making this video and showcasing to everybody how terrible this coverage is. I hope somebody at the Olympics can see this and realize what a bad decision it was to give CNC3 the rights. I hope so. CNC3, since 6 AM, I waiting for the gymnastics. What a big disappointment. You should have let NBC provide the coverage. What is wrong with the people managing the Olympics on the station? Up to now, I have not been able to watch anything properly. Watching table tennis between every point the feed sticks. Watching TT boxing, you cut the middle of showing the fight to show some nonsense story. All day long you broadcast a bunch of stories. Where's the Olympics? Yeah, what? This is not a library. Why are you broadcasting stories? CNC3 television, I am sorry, eh? Well, I'm not sorry at all. But the coverage is an absolute mess. We can't even get to see the more popular sports like beach volleyball, gymnastics, and swimming. This is a total disappointment in the midst of lockdown, where there are no other activities to distract us from this BS. You all could have done better. Your viewers deserve better. We do. We pay for cable. We deserve another channel. Thought this was me alone disappointed in CNC coverage. What happened to the sports channels I paid for the Giselle? So my point, the fact that we are paying for Sports Max. I don't understand. If you're not showing anything like yesterday for 3 hours in the morning, why can't we watch NBC? Another good point. Stop blocking every stupid thing and let people watch the thing, especially if you're showing something nobody cares to see your morning show. You're broadcasting the Olympics. You have even blocked the news in the mornings. Stop talking during prime time. CNC3, your coverage quality is not at its best. You bought the rights, yet the video quality is not HD that we're accustomed to from our cable providers. Better than that, man. And this is definitely something that no one else has really talked about the actual video quality other than the person who about the feed sticking, blah blah blah. But the fact is, CNC3's coverage, CNC3's quality on their channel is 720p at best, whereas all other channels is 1080i, not 1080p. Do not get me started, it is different. But it's 720p at best, and the frame rate specifically is probably 25 at best. It is utterly disgusting to look at. This coverage is a national embarrassment.